Hey folks, I'm here with Krista at Nintendo, and we're going to be talking a little bit about the video games. Now, Krista, let's talk about Mario Maker. For those who don't really know, what is Mario Maker?
Yeah, so Super Mario Maker is a very unique game. It takes the iconic Mario franchise and lets you create, play, and share your own levels. So fans of the game can pick it up, they can create levels from scratch, and then share it via Miiverse. They can also play levels that other people have created, and also Nintendo will be including some levels as well, including the Nintendo World Championship levels that we all saw at E3. So it's going to be really cool. For me, I'm just really excited to see what everyone comes up with and all the levels that people are going to be posting to Miiverse.
And what are some of the styles of Super Mario Maker? I saw that you had Super Mario Bros. 3 in there, and then the normal graphics. What are the types that people can play with?
Yeah, what's really cool about the game is all the different options in the create function. So not only do you get to create levels from scratch utilizing a variety of power-ups in any way that you can really imagine, but you're talking about the different styles. So I'm really excited that there's going to be 4 styles that's going to be included in Super Mario Maker. There's going to be the original NES Mario 8-bit. There's going to be Super Mario Bros. 3 and Super Mario World, which is my all-time favorite Mario game asking ever. So super excited to see that one, and then of course the new Super Mario Brothers style. So you could actually, it's really cool when you create a level, you can create it in any style, and then with just the touch of the touch screen, you can switch it to one of the other styles as well. So really cool to see what people can come up with within the 4 styles. That's
awesome. And what about can you go a little bit more detail about the sharing? How can people share their courses with each other?
Yeah, so you can actually share your courses right on Miiverse, and then as a player who is looking for courses, you could, let's say you created a course that you really wanted me to try, so instead of me trying to comb through thousands and thousands of courses, there's a course ID that you can provide to me, and I can type that in and find your course. Or I can just look through and just look for courses that might be interesting to me, and there will be some sorting options. So, you know, courses will be sorted from easy to hard. There might be some different options that help you find courses easier.
Okay, let's jump to Zelda's Triforce Heroes.
Yes.
What is Triforce Heroes? It's your first real multiplayer for Zelda.
Yeah, it's a really fun multiplayer game on the Nintendo 3DS for Zelda, and the reason why it's called Tri-Force Heroes is that it's actually a 3-player multiplayer game. And the reason why it's 3 players is really important because you are actually playing with 2 of your friends, and one of the key gameplay mechanics in that title is something that we call totem. So part of it is really working together with your friends to solve puzzles to get through these dungeons. But one of the key things that you're going to need to do to get through these dungeons is the totem. So you basically stack on top of other players, and that height between 1 and 3 will help you solve puzzles, collect different items. There's a lot of working together cooperatively to get through these levels, but it's a very interesting gameplay mechanic that adds a new layer to the puzzle element of Zelda.
Right, and I saw there's some customization to the character. You can put on different suits.
Yeah, and then the different suits actually make a difference when you're in the game as well. There's suits that you can put on to give you bombs, for example. You might need that for a dungeon, so you might want to communicate with your friends, like, hey, you put on the bomb suit, I'm going to put on the suit that lets me do this skill, and together we can get through this dungeon. But part of the game's storyline is that, you know, Link is in a world where the king is very fashionable. So the suits actually play into that a little bit as well, and there's lots of different clothing options to choose from. You can even dress up as Zelda if you want.
Ooh, fantastic. And with multiplayer, is it just local multiplayer, or can you play Triforce Heroes online?
You can play it online as well.
Okay, awesome.
But local multiplayer, of course, and then if you don't have 2 friends, which is pretty sad, but some people might not, you can play against the CPU as well.
Okay, awesome. And can we talk a little bit about Yoshi's Woolly World?
Yes, of course. One of my favorite games. Yeah.
Tell me about Yoshi's Woolly World. What is your favorite parts of Yoshi's Woolly World?
Yeah, absolutely. So Yoshi's Woolly World is a 2-player co-op game. It is developed in conjunction with Goodfield, who did Kirby's Epic Yarn.
Okay.
And you can see some similarities with the art style.
Quite a lot,
like that crafty, sort of handcrafted, hand-created, knitted art style. And Yoshi is in this beautiful world that is just ripe for exploration. That's really my favorite part about Yoshi games, is that, you know, there's no time limit, there's no penalty for exploring. So you can really go through the level, you can unravel different things, you can look for different collectibles, and really take your time sort of interacting with the world around you, which is really fun. There's also really cool amiibo functionality in that game.
Yes, yes, you guys have a new amiibo for that game.
Yes, we do have the new Yoshi plush amiibo, which are literally the cutest things I've ever seen in my life. And they basically, if you tap that amiibo into your Yoshi game, then that adds a player 2 for you.
Okay.
So you don't need another person to play with. You still have 2 Yoshi in that game. But if you tap in any of the other amiibo that we've launched, you can actually change Yoshi's look. So for example, if I tap in the Mario amiibo, Yoshi, his look will become Mario, or Link. Yoshi then might look like Link with the the green and the little hat.
Oh, that's awesome.
Really cool. So yeah, tons of different looks to tap in with amiibo.
Okay. Now, I really want to talk about Blast Ball, or Metroid Federation.
Prime, yeah.
Metroid Prime Federation Force, but very specifically Blast Ball.
Yes.
Where did the idea of Blast Ball come from?
Well, we haven't talked too much about Federation Forces. We showed it a little bit at E3, so it's quite early. But Blast Ball was a game that we included in the Nintendo World Championships. Very unique gameplay. It is a 3-on-3 multiplayer game. So the Blast Ball title is set in the world of Metroid Federation Forces. We haven't really discussed exactly how, but the Blast Ball game is kind of a game that can stand on its own a little bit, where you're playing what I like to call space soccer with your friends, and it's again 3-on-3 multiplayer. You're in these big mech suits, and you're sort of blasting this ball into each other's goals, and it's really action oriented. I think there's a lot of different power-ups you can collect. There's different strategies that you can employ with your friends. And I mean, I saw you guys playing. You guys were all shouting and
we were shouting and screaming,
yelling and screaming and scoring goals, and it's actually quite fun and very competitive.
It is. And do you know? How about some of the controls for it? I noticed that you could actually use the gyroscope to aim.
You can use the gyroscope to aim. If you hold down the right trigger button, you can lock on to the ball with the left trigger, and it makes it a lot easier for it to move around the course. There's also different things that can happen to you within the game. You can get disabled out of your mech suit, ejected out of your mech suit, and have to like run back to your mech suit to get back in. So there's lots of sort of other elements that come into play as you're going through each of the matches.
Wow, you guys have a very strong lineup for Nintendo.
How?
Let's see. What are the release dates for each of these games? So for Super Mario Maker, it's coming out in
September 11th.
September 11th. Okay. And then Zelda Triforce Heroes.
Fall 2015.
Fall 2015. And then Yoshi's Woolly World will be coming out.
Holiday 2015.
Holiday 2015. And then
October.
Okay. Yeah. Ooh. And when does Metroid Federation Force plus Blast Ball come out?
That'll be in 2016.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for spending some time with me. And for more content like this, go to shacknews.com.